City sign.
Well, 4-H was doing that, so
okay, yeah,
that's already been taken care
of. Current budget review.
everything is pretty much on track, except for the amended items that we've got on the resolution.
Who does the perpetual care at the cemetery, Fred? Tammy?
The perpetual care has to sit in investment pool. It's not touched at all. It's if when you buy a lot, you know, that money goes and it's not touched at all. Unless you have over a certain amount, then you can start using it, but you can only use the interest on it, which just gets put
back. It's an endowment.
That just gets put back. The interest gets put back into the cemetery fund. But yeah, it just sits in there.
Okay, so then what goes into the cemetery fund then? I assume we're fixing the rotten pads for the tombstones that have been there for 90 years?
Well, they just did some gravel work. Right now, we are putting in 9.19% of taxes into the cemetery fund. You know, the general fund, then we put 9.19% of that into cemetery and 11.75% into the library.
Then we call some guy and they come fix stuff, right?
Right, and the cemetery board met last month. Their annual meeting was last month. And they chose to trim up the trees and to re-gravel, and that all comes out of that cemetery fund.
Has there been a change on the library board, or are they following policy?
Well, you have, I'm sorry. Right now you have Mary Brunn, Amy Schumacher, Carrie Lindbergh, and Mary Philmeyer, who agreed to be on the library board.
I need to get one more in the city.
And then they'll be on the agenda next month to appoint.
Okay.
So there'll be a whole new board.
But this, they would have to get with Chris and see when they're going to meet. And I'll make sure that I have the bylaws and everything for them when they're appointed.
But don't you have somebody coming?
Once they're appointed and they establish when they're going to meet, then they can call, or I can call Bonnie to come in and kind of get them back on track where they need to be with the state funding and things like that.
Have we started our due process? Or
no, that has to be done by the actual library board, so they have to start that first meeting and determine what to do from there, elect their officers, and then proceed to do what they need to do.
Library board. Who's the consultant?
Bonnie.
Bonnie.
Mm-hmm.
She's from the
She's from where?
Northwestern League of Libraries.
And she will come and meet with them,
Right.
explain to them what they explained to us at the meeting, and you know, they will have to, that's what I was thinking about, let's show them exactly,
Yeah.
you know, they have these certain things that they need to do, and then they can get that ball rolling with whatever they want to do.
Well, you know, for instance, the $1,500 here that we approved, it's just that, did it go through the right channels? That's what I was thinking.
No, because what's supposed to happen is I hand a financial report to them every month. I do it. I don't know what's done with it after that. But their bills are to be signed on their meeting and given to me to go through you guys, but I don't get those.
We don't show any.
So they come to the city. We do pay them, but they're not. It's not. No, it's not running the way it should be run.
No. Well, I'm glad that you brought that to our
Which kind of comes back to my question. Are we keeping record of this? It's clearly...
There is records of it in a file that I have.
Okay.
You know, the first thing, you have to establish a legal board.
Yep.
And, you know, and then from there you can, you know, proceed what you need to do. But yes, I do have.
I need one more person from the city,
From the city
board. Or to be out on the library board.
Okay.
And you have one person left to go.
Right.
And I'm looking at Corey, Five. Sorry, he lives in town here.
Every person I've talked to about it, including one that you have on your list, they're very apprehensive about coming in, and the first thing they do, I mean, clearly, you know, to remove the librarian, and they're very, very apprehensive about having to do that, and the repercussions that are undoubtedly to come from there.
Well,
So, you spoke with our city attorney about that. We have absolutely no recourse other than by assigning a new library board.
Well, yeah, because it's not, you know, and that wouldn't even be an issue if it was legally done in the first place. But since that wasn't done, you almost have to restart the whole thing to get it going the correct way. But there's no way, there's no other way to go about doing that.
That being, remove the library.
Yeah. There's no, you have to, it has to be done by the board because that's how it's set up. But then you have to have a board that's legal to do anything. So.
See that Joan took and resigned, and they just appointed another person.
Here, since all this has been going on?
Yeah. That's what's the last 3 months.
So, and that's why the Elizabeth came here tonight to ask about that, to get that going.
Because she approached Chris first, and Chris says no.
Said no.
She said no to it?
Yeah. She didn't want to attend with kids.
That's a great program for them.
Yeah.
Man, if somebody wants to come in and do it.
I know.
I'm glad Barb was here to back her up.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's kind of the way it has to go, and I wouldn't imagine it would have to be their first thing to do.